This is Derek Walker with Pro Wrestling Ponderings, here with the owner and proprietor of Rise.
I won't know that I'd say proprietor quite
Proprietor.
yet. Hopefully we're on our way.
He's on his way. He is the executive producer of Rise, Kevin Harvey. How are you, sir?
Fairly well, Derek. Yourself? Big weekend for you, too.
Big weekend. I traveled over 2,000 miles to see your company, as well as AWS and the Medusa podcast as well, of course. Just to see some of these talents out here, seeing Toni Storm, where I've never seen her, to see Shotzi, to see Kikyo, to see all these names come out here is incredible. But I want to hear your perspective on some of these names that you pulled this weekend.
Well, if I'm being quite honest, a lot of what we've done between Rise 5 and Rise 6 were pie in the sky, Prazak and me laughing at the dinner table, maybe a few drinks in us too. What if we one day were able to pull this off? And through what we've been able to do with the partnership with Rise and Shimmer and Rise and AWS and some of the other places where we work together, doors were open because of the importance of professional relationships, professionalism. You could say people who know people, your network of friends.
Sounds like you have a big expanding network, pretty much.
We do, but the key was relationships that we already had led us to Medusa. The relationship with Medusa led us to Fumi Saito, who led us to Bull Nakano. Aja Kong came from our relationship with Hashiro Suzuki from S-Ovation in Japan. And to know that in our first year, well, really 13 months, because Bull technically was in year 2, to know that we've had Medusa, Aja Kong, Bull Nakano, Tom Pritchard, and everybody else that's been part of these Rise seminars, that's huge for the development of women's wrestling, for all wrestling, because we have our Rise co-ed as well, but we're here to talk, I'm presuming, mostly about the women, but to see where that has come and to know where it is going is incredibly exciting. If I may be selfish for a minute, it's validating.
It's okay.
And
your interview.
But to know that it is the right thing that we're doing for professional wrestling and for professional wrestlers.
So this weekend we have Medusa, as you said. We have the legendary Bull Nakano here. What is it like to bring that rivalry from like 1994, 95 into 2017 here in California?
That was a moment. That was a moment that may be too grandiose to say, well, I won't say another media outlet because this is for pwponderings.com.
That's right.
But that's something that I was kind of hoping we might see on social media feeds, like Bull Nakano and Medusa face to face and really being pulled apart. Bull Nakano bringing back her stable.
Yeah.
And Bull Nakano is not only back in North America, but she is managing a brand new stable of girls.
Younger
in
wrestlers.
Rise.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Bull Nakano is back in wrestling in North America.
She's got her nunchucks. And Medusa had that chair. It was going to be a weapons match between them.
Indeed, that's they were calling each. I won't give away too much here, but the feud between Medusa, aka Alundra Blaze, and Bull Nakano, it still burns, man.
It's back.
It's still
back.
there.
Now, last night, a special match for Chicago, for Berwyn, Illinois. The Berwyn Eagles Club was booked. Tell us about that match between Bull and Medusa.
I'm gonna cheat. I'm not getting on my phone here. I actually have to look up to make sure I have the correct pronunciation because. Yeah. So last night, a sequence of events happened where cheerleader Melissa was wrestling Fallen Flower Kikyo. And we saw Dynamite Didi, and we're still trying to figure out
I didn't get
what
that.
Dynamite Didi runs in and attacks. Then Kikyo, it's 2-on-1. Melissa fights back, and Chris Wolf becomes involved. And Dave asked the question on everybody's mind on commentary: what is making these women do this? And Bull Nakano
Must be a full moon.
enters the scene. Bull Nakano beat down cheerleader Melissa and said one word, and that one word was Gokumonto.
What does that word mean, Kevin?
That was the name of the first stable a villainous Bull Nakano was leading. So look it up. I'll probably, or we can tweet, or I can
sure.
make sure you know
Absolutely.
the proper spelling and things. The names in this stable: Aja Kong, and many others that I'm going to blank on. I don't want to make this awkward. Me look at my phone on your interview, but look at the names that were part of this. And this is not saying these girls are this is not about being the next anything. This is Bull Nakano taking something that meant so much to her and her career and elevated her career and so many others in All Japan women's wrestling, considered by many to be like the golden era of women's wrestling. She has chosen these 3 women from Rise. And I'm having a hard time not tearing up at this. But Bull Nakano chose to work with us and whatever brought these two women or these three women together was Bull Nakano. So the questions being, what did she see? What did she say? What did she do? We're going to see that unfold on the road to April.
On the road to April.
Rise 7 Sensation.
Sensation. Speaking of the future, Kevin, what does year 2 hold for Rise? You've had this explosive 13 months where you've had maybe, was it 7.5 shows now?
7 and a half.
Because you had Gain in there.
Yep.
And last March. What does year 2 hold for Kevin Harvey and Rise?
Right now, this is the beginning of year 2, and year 2 looks like expansion. We've used phrases like worldwide pipeline of talent for professional wrestling. In year 1, in our first 10 months, we did a seminar and an event in the United Kingdom. July 16th, Stardom has their event at Korakuen Hall in Tokyo, in an event that we are co-promoting and calling Rise Gaijin, where 5 of our girls, and possibly some more, just we know the 5 that were announced here last night, Kylie, Kikyo, Dust, Shotzi Blackheart, and the Phoenix of Rise champion Delilah Doom. All 5 girls will be making their debuts in Japan in Korakuen Hall.
That's huge.
For Stardom.
That's a big haul.
We're going to Japan. Who the hell who does that?
In the second year.
But that
That's
came
wild.
again through partnerships, through the relationships we've been able to build with Rossi Ogawa, with great helpers for Stardom like Sonny Gutierrez. That came from our relationship with cheerleader Melissa and Medusa, the Stardom USA president and the commissioner of Stardom. This is what I believe leads to my sort of buzz phrase that the future of professional wrestling is in collaboration, not competition. The days of the independent pissing match, I hope, I'm not going to say they're behind us, they'll probably never die. But even using it last night in California, Derek, I don't know if you know this, another major company in the Los Angeles market ran an event last night.
Big show.
There
Stan
was-
Hansen, Zack Sabre Jr.
There was no butting heads, nobody trash talked anybody, nobody's ripping flyers off of windshields or anything like that. And to the best of my knowledge, they also sold out their venue just as we did.
That's insane to have 2 shows like that at the same time, literally maybe 17 miles apart, I think Google Maps it.
I looked
25
that up
minutes,
too. It was like
25
17
minutes.
miles or so.
So feasibly, you could have been there and here at the same time if you want to do one of their VIPs and come to this show, do this VIP, go to that show. It's insane. And you've got all these other shows around the country. So how do you compete with so many other companies at the same time?
And I think that's the key, is to not compete. Los Angeles has how many hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people? I'm not going to pretend to know the demographics, but Los Angeles is one of the biggest cities in the world with some of the most entertainment product to consume. There's no reason 2 professionally run companies. Now don't get me wrong, we didn't work together with the other company. We didn't talk about anything, but the important thing was we didn't do the independent pissing match. And I know you know what I'm talking about. I know our cameraman knows what I'm talking about. Everybody can win if you just promote your product to your fan base, and that other company, completely different products, and both shows sold out. Nobody needed to cut throats. Nobody needed to trash talk. Nobody needed to subtweet or throw these passive-aggressive barbs. At the end of the day, 2 companies presenting entirely different professional wrestling products, both sold out their venues.
It's true. And we hope to see a lot of sellouts in the future. Kevin, I thank you for your time.
Thank you, Derek.
Best of luck in the future, my friend.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep.